And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. This is from the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 1, Webster's Bible translation. Welcome to our video on Astrology Chart Revelations for Our Lady of Fatima, 101st anniversary for 3 Shepherd Children's 6th Apparition of Blessed Virgin Mary in Fatima, Portugal for October 13th, 2018, which originally occurred on the 13th of the month of October 1917, where there were reported to be approximately 70,000 bystanders who were witnesses to this 6th appearance of Our Lady of Fatima, which culminated in the famous Miracle of the Sun event, which has been widely discussed, written about, and venerated. Indeed, when Our Lady of Fatima made the sun dance for the spectators that day, keep in mind that the solar disk was reported to have been dull silver in color, with various flashing colored lights radiating drawing effect upon the bystanders, which now in our modern day can be understood more readily as possibly a visitation from an advanced extraterrestrial civilization come to Earth to help mankind evolve to a new level of spiritual consciousness. Keep in mind that there were detractors of the 3 children seers who taunted Lucia, Jacinta, and Francisco that Our Lady of Fatima was late and did not show up at the appointed time of 12 noon on October 13th in 1917. They teased that the Virgin Mary was not serious about her appearance. Nevertheless, Our Lady of Fatima did appear when the sun was at its highest point in the sky, as an extraterrestrial visitor would have done, bearing in mind that a being from another world would not have known about daylight savings time. In an astrology chart, the houses can be, but are not always different when taking the hour into account, although the planets and zodiac signs will remain the same. Considering this fact about the zodiac houses, what the general spectators, townspeople, officials, and reporters had thought Our Lady of Fatima was going to provide or perform on October 13, 1917 was most likely slightly different from what she actually did present and manifest for the frightened multitude. More about the appearance and behavior of the silver disc in a moment, but first let's take a look at how this event was experienced by Earth people on that amazing day, October 13th, 1917, in Fatima, Portugal, at the agreed upon location of the Cova da Iria. Began as a very rainy day after a night of pouring rain, of which these wet conditions were also present during much of the visitation by Blessed Mother Mary. Similar to previous apparitions of Our Lady of Fatima in 1917, the 3 shepherd children, Shepherdess Lucia Santos, Shepherdess Jacinta Marto, and Shepherd Francisco Marto, was reported that they reported that they initially witnessed a brilliant illumination prior to the appearance of Our Lady of Fatima, who then again, as before, hovered above the same modest holm oak tree. Please see my video entitled Astrology Chart October 13th, 1917, Our Lady of Fatima, 6th Apparition, Horoscope, and Zodiac Angels, which was her 6th original appearance in 1917 to Lucia, Jacinta, and Francisco. Again, my other video is called, quote, Astrology Chart, October 13, 1917, Our Lady of Fatima, 6th Apparition, Horoscope, and Zodiac Angels. First, before we continue with most of this rest of this story about what happened, which was reported by various newspapers of the day, first, our disclaimer: watching this video or reading this document is an act of spiritual willpower, and any such action is considered magic. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer, Christian psychic, Gnostic mystic, and this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. You can visit www.readingsbyrosemary.com. Our Lady appeared to the 3 shepherd children for a 6th time on October 13th, 1917, making October 13th, 2018 the 101st anniversary of the final and most profound miracle performed by Our Lady of Fatima in 1917. According to Catholic Catechism, the three shepherd children, Shepherdess Lucia Santos, Shepherdess Jacinta Marto, and her brother Shepherd Francisco Marto, were at the Cova de Iria, which was the appointed place on October the 13th in 1917, which was the prearranged day where the Blessed Mother had instructed them to visit Our Lady of Fatima's sixth visitation to these three children seers. A copious amount of eyewitnesses reported to be approximately, again, it was 70,000 approximately, by many reporters and bystanders, arrived at the Cova de Iria from miles around in a downpour of rain. Although some drove automobiles, others traveled on foot or drove wagons pulled by animals. Lucia, Jacinta, and Francisco had garnered much notoriety at this point in the succession of Marian apparitions and were heralded by some as great seers, while others derided them as being infamous storytellers. The three children seers stated that, as previously encountered, they again observed a dazzling light, which was indeed a portent to the instant appearance of Our Lady of Fatima above the same quaint holm oak tree. Lucia's writings about the communication between the three seers and Our Lady of Fatima is reported to have progressed thusly. Lucia inquired of Our Lady of Fatima, quote, "What does your grace want of me?" unquote. Our Lady of Fatima responded, quote, "I wish to tell you that I want a chapel built here in my honor. I am the Lady of the Rosary, and I want you to continue praying the Rosary every day. The war is going to end soon, and the soldiers will return to their homes," unquote. Lucia then requested of Our Lady of Fatima, quote, "I have many petitions to ask you from many people. Will you cure some sick persons, and would you convert some sinners?" unquote. Our Lady of Fatima then answered, quote, "Some yes, others no. People must amend their lives and ask pardon for their sins," unquote. Becoming sadder, she added, quote, "Let them offend our Lord no more, for he is already too much offended," unquote. Our Lady of Fatima then opened her hands, facing them above to heaven, and with that she radiated a luminous light from her palms upward to the cloudy, gloomy firmament. At that instant, Our Lady began to levitate up, and a silver disc with a matte finish and colored flashing lights appeared from behind the clouds and began to, quote, "dance," unquote, or spin, as Our Lady continued to beam her light towards the disc. It is reported that at that very second, Lucia cried out, quote, "Look, the sun," unquote. The disc was reported to have at one point began to spin so quickly that it appeared as a colossal ring of fire. It reportedly halted for an instant and then whirled about, with the outer perimeter of its circle becoming bright red, throwing off ruby flames into all directions of the heavens. Atmospheric phenomena then ensued, where hues of colorful light were seen on the skin and clothes of the spectators as well as upon the earth, where they stood, also shimmering, glinting tinges of color onto the trees and plants. Spectators became frightened when the radiant disc again danced through the sky twice more, finally shuddering a wobbly dive down towards the multitude in an erratic fashion, as if it was going to plummet into the whole host of shocked witnesses. Just before the blazing disc dove into the eyewitnesses, it climbed back up into the sky in the same manner in which it had tumbled down, then taking on the appearance of the matte silver disc once again, it fastened itself to the sky, taking on its original appearance. After this, the bystanders noticed that the radiant disc had dried their clothes. This miracle of the sun was viewed by people who were even miles away when it occurred, with many newspaper reporters of the day in 1917 being among the eyewitnesses. After that, Our Lady of Fatima was reported to have then vanished into the deep vastness of the firmament, at which time Lucia witnessed 3 visions corresponding to the first 3 of 4 mysteries of the Rosary: joyful, sorrowful, and glorious. Francisco and Jacinta did not behold all 3 visions, but only saw the first one. First vision, joyful mysteries. All 3 children seers saw Saint Joseph wearing white next to the sun, with the child Jesus clad in light red, and Our Lady of the Rosary clothed in white with blue mantle representing the Holy Family. Saint Joseph and the child Jesus formed the sign of the cross thrice, blessing the multitude of witnesses. Second vision, sorrowful mysteries. Lucia alone witnessed a second apparition of Our Lady of Sorrows, though she did not witness the familiar swords piercing through Our Lady's heart while accompanying our Lord on his journey to Calvary, weighed down with sorrow, with only the upper portion of his body visible. Our Lord then formed the sign of the cross, bestowing blessings upon the multitude, as Saint Joseph and the child Jesus had done in the first vision. Third vision, glorious mysteries. Lucia alone witnessed a third glorious apparition of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, wearing a crown presented, embracing the child Jesus next to her heart, as she is crowned Queen of Heaven and Earth. There would be one more occasion when Lucia would see an apparition of Our Lady of Fatima at the Cova de Iria as a prelude to her attending school, when the Virgin Mary instructed Lucia that it was time to seal her devotion to God, which had happened in 1920. Again, these are teachings of Catholic Catechism instructors. Now let's take a look at this October 13, 2018 astrology chart I've prepared for you to commemorate and reveal this miraculous 101st anniversary of the 6th apparition of Our Lady of Fatima, which is located in Portugal. Now I've created this astrology chart for you of this apparition on this day. It's the astrology chart for major aspects of the 7 ancient planets on October 13th, 2018 in Fatima, Portugal, BST, commemorating the 101st anniversary of the 6th apparition of Our Lady of Fatima, are as follows. I'm going to have this more close up so you can see it here. We have the Sun in Libra here at 20 degrees 3 minutes in 10th horoscope house of social standing and fame. Planetary Archangel Michael visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Zuriel. Moon in Sagittarius, moon here in Sagittarius at 13 degrees 22 minutes in 1st horoscope house of self and appearances. Planetary Archangel Gabriel visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Ednachiel. We also have Mercury in Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio at 5 degrees 15 minutes in 11th horoscope house of friends and reputation. Planetary Archangel Raphael visits abode of Zodiac Angel Barchiel. Venus retrograde in the sign of Scorpio at 9 degrees 40 minutes in 11th horoscope house of friends and reputation. Planetary Archangel Anael visits dwelling of Zodiac Angel Barchiel. Mars in Aquarius here, Mars in Aquarius at 11 degrees 23 minutes in the 2nd horoscope house of money and possessions. Planetary Seraphim Samael visits habitation of Zodiac Angel Cambriel. Jupiter also in Scorpio. Jupiter in Scorpio here at 24 degrees 29 minutes in 12th horoscope house of spirituality. Planetary Archangel Sachiel visits abode of Zodiac Angel Barchiel. Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn here at 3 degrees 38 minutes in 1st horoscope house of self and appearances. Planetary Archangel Acaciel visits abode of Zodiac Angel Hanael. Now, significant aspects of 7 ancient planets on October 13, 2018 are as follows. Okay, we have Sun trine Mars. Sun trine Mars in that blue line there. We also have Moon sextile Mars. Moon sextile Mars in the green line here. Mercury conjunct Venus. We have Mercury and Venus both here, and right here in Scorpio, Mercury conjunct Venus. We have Mercury square Mars. We have Mercury here, square Mars with the red line there. We also have Mercury sextile Saturn. So we have Mercury here, and on the green line, sextile Saturn. So we have Mercury here, sextile Saturn. Okay. The significant aspects here for the planet for Mars, we have, well, okay, we'll go to Venus first. We have Venus conjunct Mercury. We have Venus conjunct Mercury, again in Scorpio. We also have Venus square Mars. Venus square Mars here, that line above there. There's two squares. And also we have Mars trine Sun. Mars trine Sun on that blue line here. Blue line here. We have Mars sextile the Moon. Mars in Aquarius sextile Moon in Sagittarius. Mars square Mercury. Mars square Mercury on this red line. Again, there's two square red lines there. And also Mars square Venus. Mars square Venus is here. And we have, for the planet Jupiter, there are no major planetary aspects on October 13, 2018, although there are some minor aspects. Now, Saturn sextile Mercury. So Saturn sextile Mercury is this green line here. Okay? All right. Now, regarding the Hebrew calendar associations, I'm going to back up just a little bit here. For the Hebrew calendar associations for October 13th of 2018, okay, the Hebrew calendar associations, remember the word for Zodiac in Hebrew is Mazaroth, and the placements for the planets on October 13, 2018, it occurs on the 4th of Cheshvan in the Hebrew year 5779. 5779. Sun or Hama in Libra. Libra is Moznaim in Hebrew. Moon Lavana in Hebrew. Moon Lavana. In Sagittarius here, in Hebrew it's Kashat. Mercury is Kokav or Kokab. Mercury here in Scorpio. Mercury Kokav or Kokab is B, and B is, you can interchange them in Hebrew. And in the sign of Scorpio here is called Akrab in Hebrew. Now Venus, planet Venus, Noga. And in Scorpio, Akrab. Mars, Ma'adim. Mars called Ma'adim in Hebrew. In Aquarius, Dali here. Jupiter is Zedek here in Scorpio. And that's Akrab. And Saturn, Shabbatai. The planet Saturn here in Capricorn. Capricorn is Gedi, and Saturn is Shabbatai. Information found in this document is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by a Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.